Before the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, the deadliest act of domestic terrorism on American soil was one most people had never even heard of. It happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in 1921. Welcome to History is Interesting, where we uncover the stories you've heard about but don't know in full. Today, we're diving deep into one of America's darkest and most overlooked chapters. At the time, Tulsa was home to one of the most prosperous black communities in the United States. It was called Greenwood. People called it Black Wall Street. Greenwood had its own banks, its own movie theaters, its own schools, restaurants, churches, doctors, lawyers, all black-owned. In the face of segregation, black Americans had built something remarkable. And then, in one horrifying night, it was destroyed. The spark? An elevator ride. On May 30, 1921, a 19-year-old black shoeshiner named Dick Rowland entered an elevator in a downtown building. The elevator was operated by a 17-year-old white girl named Sarah Page. What happened in that elevator is still debated. Some say he may have tripped and accidentally touched her arm. Others suggest the two may have known each other. But one thing is clear. The next day, headlines screamed that Rowland had assaulted her. He was arrested. A white mob gathered outside the courthouse, demanding a lynching. And when a group of armed black World War I veterans came to protect Rowland, tensions exploded. Within hours, white rioters stormed into Greenwood. They looted businesses. They set homes on fire. They shot residents on sight. Eyewitnesses reported private planes dropping firebombs from above, one of the first aerial attacks on civilians in U.S. history. By the next morning, 35 square blocks were gone. Thousands of black residents were displaced. Some survivors were held in makeshift internment camps, and hundreds were dead, although the exact number is still unknown. Official records once claimed 36 people died. Modern estimates suggest it was up to 300. It was the worst act of racial violence in American history, and the largest act of domestic terrorism on U.S. soil until the Oklahoma City bombing, which happened in the same state 75 years later. And yet, Tulsa was buried. Newspapers downplayed it. Officials denied it. Schools didn't teach it. The state of Oklahoma didn't even officially acknowledge the massacre until the 1990s. For decades, survivors and their families were silenced. No one was ever arrested. No insurance claims were paid. No reparations were offered. And yet the impact was lasting. Generations of wealth were erased overnight. Businesses that could have grown into legacies were reduced to ashes. Children grew up in poverty, never knowing how much had been taken from them. In 2021, 100 years later, America finally began to reckon with what happened in Tulsa. Survivors in their hundreds spoke before Congress. The president visited the site. Memorials were held. But justice, for many, still hasn't come. This isn't just a black story. This is an American story. It's not just about the past, it's about what we choose to remember and what we choose to forget. Tulsa was not a riot. It was a massacre. And it was deliberately erased from history. But not anymore. Thank you for joining us. And if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons.